I have a bit of a wild plan for tonight. I've been away from home for a couple of weeks, and in this past few days my sleep schedule has been a complete mess. I've been going to bed at 3, and even when I'm trying to go to bed earlier than that, I still can't sleep until at least 3 in the morning. And as a result, I can't drag myself out of bed until noon. In itself, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. I don't think there is any moral value about the time at which you go to bed or wake up in the morning. I really don't care. But the reason, or mainly the reasons, plural, why I want to change that is because we are now in spring, we're having gorgeous weather, and so by getting up so late, I'm missing out a lot on this gorgeous weather and on things I could be doing outside and just like enjoying spring. I'm also very much out of sync with my husband, which is a bit annoying, so I would want to rectify that to a degree. We've never been in sync, to be honest. He is a morning person, I'm more of a night owl, but this is a bit extreme in terms of differences. So again, that's something I would like to rectify. And also overall, even though I'm staying up late, I'm not really doing anything really useful. I'm just rotting on the couch watching YouTube or Netflix or something like that. So if I was doing something productive during that time, then I would probably feel a bit better about it, but that's not the case. So my plan is to not go to bed tonight and stay up until tomorrow evening so that I'm tired enough to go to bed early or at a earlier time than I'm doing right now, and so I can also wake up earlier in the morning. This is gonna be an interesting challenge. I'm not really looking forward to it, but to pair that resetting of my sleep schedule with something a little bit more fun and something I'm a little bit more excited about, I want to try kinda one of those 24-hour reading challenges. I've seen those on YouTube quite a bit and they seem quite fun. I've always wanted to try it out but haven't done it so far. So it's almost 8 p.m. now. I have a writing session with my fantasy writing group at 8 p.m. until 9-ish. So I'm thinking of starting this challenge around 9:30 and to run for 24 hours because hopefully I will be going to bed early tomorrow night. And during that time, my goal will be to read a bunch. I don't expect to be reading 24 hours, obviously, because I also need to eat and do stuff around the house and just have a life in general. But I will try to time myself and see how much reading I'm able to do in those 24 hours. And because this is April, this is also Draconathon, so I will be reading some dragon books that are on my TBR, which I'm quite excited about. I have quite a few options and I'm hoping that I can stay awake reading. That's maybe is going to be the hardest part. So I have a few physical books that I would like to get to. I don't have any physical book on the go right now. I'm reading Out of Embers and Shadows on ebook. I'm about 25% in, and so I want to make progress on that. I'm also listening to Onyx Storm in Swedish, so I might listen to that while I do a jigsaw puzzle. That's one of my favorite activities, and that might help me stay awake during the wee hours of the night, so I might revert to that. So we'll see how it goes, how much reading I manage to do, and if I'm able to reset my sleeping schedule.
1 hour later.
It is 9:30. I finished my writing session and this is now the official start of my non-sleeping 24-hour Draconathon reading challenge. To start with, I'm going to try to get some easy wins in. So I have those 2 comic books from Kay O'Neill, the author of the Tea Dragon Society. I have the next 2 books in the series, so this should be fairly quick, but still something to check off my TBR list. So I'm gonna start with that. And I also have some snacks. Those are little chocolate eggs. The exciting things about those is that they have a design as if they have some little scales on them. So I think we can safely say that those are tiny dragon eggs for Draconathon. So perfect snack, dragon themed and delicious. So it's just past 2 a.m. and I've been reading for about 4 hours, which I haven't seen go by, and that's been quite nice actually. I read the 2 Tea Dragon books I had from the library. That was really sweet and cute. I really love the art style, and the little tea dragons are just adorable, and so I felt like I needed to get Pilou with me because she reminds me of those little tea dragons and they're just so cute. So it was nice to have my little dragon plushie with me and to cuddle while I was reading something as sweet as those books. Next, I continued with Out of Embers and Shadows, and I just made it to 50%, so I've made good progress on that, which I'm quite excited about. Now I think I might look into my physical books and see if there is one I feel I might be able to finish by the end of tomorrow. I think that would be nice, but we'll see. It is 7 a.m. and I stayed up all night. I still have to keep that up all day. I'm starting to feel the fatigue quite a bit now, but I'm halfway through Dragonfruit. The beginning I really loved. I felt the book was fantastic, like the world building is incredible. It felt so lush and colorful and fragrant, like all your senses are really involved in the story, and yeah, the world building is incredible. Halfway through, I'm hoping the book keeps holding up until the end. There is a lot of violence, you could say, so maybe a bit about the story. We're following Hanalei, who has been exiled and who is now studying sea dragons. People are hunting those sea dragons because they're quite dangerous, and mainly all parts of them are quite valuable. In particular, their dragon eggs, which are called Dragonfruit. And so that's where the violence come in. There is a lot of dragon slaughter, which I'm really not enjoying. At least at the beginning of the book, I kind of understood. I felt like it makes sense, but then now around half of the book, there is a scene that I don't really see why we needed to go through that. I really didn't enjoy it. I didn't really see the point for the whole plot. Also, a lot of things that I was expecting to take pretty much the whole book are kind of already happened. Or like, yeah, the plot is not unfolding in the way I was expecting. So now I'm a bit unsure about what will happen in the second half of the book, and I worry that it might be dragging on a bit. So we'll see how that goes. I really hope I end up still loving the book, because the beginning was fantastic, and again, the world building was so vibrant. I was so excited about the book, and now my excitement is dropping a little bit, so we'll see how that fares. But I'm quite hopeful that I will be able to finish the book today, so that would be quite a big win, because I'm a slow reader. So yeah, looking forward to that at least. It's past 9:30 a.m. and I had to take a break from reading because we had to take Alfred to the vet to get surgery today. So the surgery is quite benign. We're just removing a mass from his leg. There's no like specific complication or anything, but because he's quite old, the main worry is the anesthesia. So my husband and I are quite anxious today, so hopefully doing a bunch of reading will keep my mind off things while we wait. So I'm a little bit past over half Dragonfruit. I think I'm gonna continue with it, hopefully finish it this morning, and then we'll see. It's now 3 p.m. and I finished Dragonfruit. I took a good break for lunch and spent some time preparing food and eating and chatting with my husband. Then did a little bit of admin, played some board games. I had a good break in the middle of the day, and then I had like 60 pages left of Dragonfruit, I think, after my break. So I just did that and finished. And so it's still very raw in my brain, like you get the raw thought. I haven't really had time to process it, but I would say my immediate feeling is that I really liked it. I didn't fully love it, and I think the main reason is that There are a lot of elements that I love about this book. There are a lot of excellent things about this book, or at least things that really cater to my taste. But there is something that makes them not fully click together in a fully satisfying way for me. So first of all, the cover is absolutely stunning. I love how much they packed into it. Just gorgeous. The little bat is absolutely adorable. I love it. But then in terms of the book itself, as I mentioned earlier, I think the world building is excellent. It was so vivid and vibrant, and I have this picture of this cavern at the beginning of the book. I have a picture of it in my mind and it looks stunning and I absolutely love it. So from the beginning, I was really enthralled by the world building. Love that. I absolutely adore the tattoo magic that's in there. I think it's fascinating, really cool, really exciting, quite unique, and really fun. So I really enjoyed that element. The dragons were also fascinating. It's a different kind of dragons that we used to see because those are sea dragons. Again, I had a specific picture in my mind and really enjoyed that. Really, I don't know, again, I feel it was very vivid and vibrant and lush and all those words I've already used to describe it. So I really like that. There is a little bit of romance, but not too much. It's kind of sweet and cute. I think it's well written. I really enjoyed the plot for the first third. Like I really was devouring the book. After that, I think things ebbed and flowed a little bit. I'm not entirely, maybe it's the pacing, maybe it's just my expectations about what would happen. I was still able to guess quite a number of things that would happen, but at the same time, sometimes like it's strongly hinted at, so you're kind of supposed to know. Sorry, again, it's very disorganized in my brain because I just finished this and I haven't had time to process it. But the things that maybe didn't work as much for me was the degree of violence in this against the animals, like the dragons and other animals. There were a couple of moments in this book where I felt sick to my stomach and I was not really anticipating this for this book. So if I had been more prepared, maybe I would have ended up loving it. But yeah, there were some scenes in this book that were really hard for me to read. And that's a very personal thing. I have so much empathy. I am very sensitive. I can have empathy for inanimate objects in certain cases. So I'm way off the chart on that front. So probably not going to be the case for everyone. But if you're on the more sensitive side, especially regarding non-human species, there are things in there that might be a bit difficult to read, so just be warned. So that, again, because I was not prepared for it, kind of tempered my enjoyment of the book. Again, some things around the plot. There's nothing bad about the plot. I don't think there is a specific issue that really doesn't work. That being said, for some reason, like there are little things at the end, like how things are coming together. It does make sense. It is kind of foreshadowed, or like you have the elements for that to happen in the book. So you can't really fault the author for her plotting. But I don't know, like something doesn't tie in a super satisfying way for me for some reason. So that just kind of the caveats I would put on this book. But again, that being said, there was so much to love about this. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I read it. I'm quite curious to read, or at least check out other books from this author, see what else she has published. If it's also fantasy, I might be quite interested to pick it up and see what else she come up with. So yeah, that was a frank success for this little reading challenge Draconathon thing. Now that I'm done with Dragonfruit, which was a big achievement for me to be reading a over 350 pages book, in the amount of time that I had. Now I'm not quite sure what I want to do with the rest of my time. I don't have that much actually, because we need to pick up Alfred from the vet later today, so I think we need to leave at 5 to pick him up. His surgery went well. I got the vet on the phone. He's now waking up. The anesthesia was the most scary part because he's quite old, but he's waking up all good. His surgery went well. So sometimes dedicated to picking up Alfred, and then I have an online conference at 6:30. It's like a webinar about perfumes, which is something that I have a lot of interest in. So yeah, not that much time left, and I'm not too sure what I want to do, if I want to continue my ebook, if I want to pick up another physical book. I think I might try to do some puzzling while I listen to Onyx Storm in Swedish to kind of switch things up a bit. So that's probably what I might do, or I might just take a break from reading, because I think I've clocked over 12 hours of reading at this point, and so quite pleased with myself, but also a bit tired. Like I can really feel the fatigue kicking in, and I could really use a nap, but that's not the plan. So I need to stay awake.
Allen hörs direkt efteråt, så hög att det skakar i murverket. Folkmassan tystnar och Aura tappar hakan en kort stund, sen sänker hon händerna.
It's 8:30 p.m. and I have 1 hour left to go in my 24-hour challenge, the sleeping reset thing, and I'm exhausted. I think my brain is completely fried, without surprise, because I've been up for 34, over 30 hours for sure. So I'm pretty tired, and I don't think I would be able to grasp words on a page, whether physical or digital. So I think I'm going to stick to the audiobook for Onyx Storm in Swedish and either continue doing some board games while I listen to it, or do a little bit of jigsaw puzzle, but basically take it very chill for this last hour before I finally go to bed and hopefully settle into a sleep schedule that works better for me at this time. I'm so tired, and I mean, the good thing is that before doing this, the past few days, I was going to bed so late and I was feeling like I don't want to go to bed. Even though I'm tired, even though I'm not doing anything worthwhile, I just don't want to go to bed for some reason. I have this strong resistance to going to bed. Now I'm just craving it. I'm just so looking forward to going to bed, which is exactly what I did this challenge for. So hopefully I can have a good night's sleep, wake up at a good time tomorrow morning, feel a bit more refreshed and in sync with the rhythm I want to have during this spring and upcoming summer.
Vad fan, det är ändå inte som att jag kan se genom mörkret. Jag sänker armen, stryper kraften som flödar från fingerspetsarna och skuggorna kastar sig över mig och svalkar min hettande hud. Jag fokuserar på vår kanal, vår förbindelse.
So everything good there. Big relief. We had a call like at the end of